Hi there, this is Giovanna from Virtualbadge-io, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use our software. We'll cover two topics. One, the user experience, so what are virtual badges for your participants and how they will see and use them. And two, the process of launching a badge campaign. So part one, the user experience. I'll show you how participants experience the process of creating virtual badges that are not online certificates. The possibility of offering badges as valid online certificates is a feature available on expert plans, and there's another video where I talk more about it. The first contact that your participants, or users, co-workers, students, clients, and so on, will have with their virtual badges is via an email, where they will be invited to issue their personal badges. The email will look like this. Here comes your company's logo, you have a preview of the virtual badge, and of course, all content and colors can be edited to fit your use case. So your participants can simply click on the button and get their virtual badges. Once clicked, they will be redirected to this landing page, again with your company logo and color codes and so on. This field here is already pre-filled with their unique authentication token, so all your participants still need to do is choose their preferred social media channel to sign up. This step is also possible without a social media connection. On that case, your participants will simply be asked to manually add their profile pictures and names. So now your participant's profile picture and name from the selected social media channel is already added to their virtual badges. In this example, we have a badge for an innovation event, and I'm asking my participants, who are you on the innovation scale? So I added a customization field to this badge in a way that the participants can interact with it. So here they can select an answer from the drop-down menu. Let's say on the innovation scale, I am an innovator, and that's it. The information is automatically added to the badge. Now your participants can download their virtual badges or directly post them on social media. I'll share my badge to LinkedIn, and as a participant, I see the predefined sharing text and the fixed hashtags here. Of course, your participants are free to edit this text as they wish. Once posted, this is how my virtual badge is going to look. Let me just reload this page. Yeah. So if people from my network click on it, they will be redirected to a page of your choice. Usually your events landing page or coaching website and so on. And that's it. That's all what your participants need to do in order to create and share the unique virtual badges. Which means we can jump now to part two, how to create a badge campaign. So as soon as you create an account at Virtualbadge-io, you see a dashboard that looks more or less like this. Here you have an overview of your badge campaigns, and you can at any time create new ones here. In this area you have an overview of your monthly usage. So the first bar refers to the amount of badge campaigns that you can have simultaneously active. When you create a campaign and activate it, it means that the participant landing page that I had previously showed is now online, and your participants can issue their badges. You can create as many badge campaigns as you want. They will be saved as a draft, but the number of campaigns that you can have simultaneously active is restricted by your account specifications. In this bar below, we have the number of participant credits that are available on your account for this billing period. So one participant credit means that I get to add one participant to one badge campaign. By the beginning of your next billing cycle, your credits are restored. Of course, you can manage your account restrictions at any time on billing and add or remove the amount of badges and participant credits that you need. Up here you have your organization settings. You don't necessarily need to fill any of this information here right now. You can also do it on each badge campaign manually. But if you're planning on having more than one campaign, it does save some time to have this information already filled out. So one very important thing in the organization settings is this URL. We call it settings URL, and this is the website address that is embedded on all your participants' virtual badges when they share it to LinkedIn. So as we saw before, a participant shared their badge to LinkedIn and the link led people to the Virtualbadge-io website. If you want the shared badges to guide users to your own website, you just need to add your website here. So I have already pre-filled all these fields here. And now we can see how a badge campaign is created. I'm going to open this badge campaign, onboarding with Virtual Badge. It is on draft because I had already started it, but you can create a new one from scratch in this button. Now we have to go through these 4 steps. First, add the general information of your badge campaign, such as the type, so whether you are using the virtual badges for an event, a training, or so on. This alters the text that your participants see when they are on the landing page, and also a little bit the design of it. So once we have created a campaign and set it to active, You can see how the landing page looks like and make any desired alterations before sending the emails to our participants. Next, we have the name of the campaign. Mine here is the onboarding. Following that, we have the slugs. They will create the URL of the landing page for your participants, as seen on this preview here. Personalized badge slugs are a feature on both Pro and Expert accounts. So, following that, we can make the logo and the colors upload. I have already given this data on the organization settings, so it's also pre-filled here, but you can manually change it. This will also be displayed on the landing page for your participants. Next step is campaign setup. Here we can edit the email that your participants will receive, inviting them to create their virtual badges. You can change anything here by just clicking and editing the content. Your company's logo is also automatically added, and as soon as you have added the badge design, you will also be able to see it here and here. And don't forget to add your mailing address. Everything should be pre-filled if you have added it to your organization settings already. Next step, we have the certificates and sharing settings. So on the beginning of the video, I said that for this example, I would not give my participants the possibility to use virtual badges as online certificates. That's why this whole section is off. There is another video in which I will talk a little bit more about virtual badges as online certificates. So the second section here refers to the sharing settings. So what you write here is the predefined text for a participant's post, and you add the hashtags that you want them to use on social media. So I'm going to add some hashtags here, and add this predefined text for my badge campaign. So we can just click on save and go to the next step, which is the badge creation. First part is adding the background of your design, which is the part that is the same for all badges that will be issued. You can either manually add image by image and design it directly here, or you can use another designing tool that you're more familiar with and simply upload the finished design as a background, which is what I'm going to do. I'll just click on Snap to Fit, and that's it. Next on, we have the User Information tab. Here we have the information that will be pulled from your participants' social media accounts. So you just bring the profile picture and the username to where you want this information to be displayed on the badge design. Following that, we have the Costume Input tab. Costume inputs are not mandatory, but you can add them if you want to give your participants the opportunity to personalize their badges even more. There are two types of costume inputs: drop-downs and free text. If I'm adding a drop-down input, I also have to give my participants the drop-down options, which I can write here. So for example, I want people to tell me whether they are from a specific market segment, so I would add the options education company or marketing agency or so on, so different markets. My other option is adding a text field, which is free for my participants to fill in with whatever information they want. So I will have this one called company, and then my participants can just fill it in with their company names. Of course, these fields are very specific and they will be different for every use case, but we really recommend adding them. And finally, you can preview it and save your badge design. Next and final step is just uploading your participant list, which you can do using a CSV file. There's no specific format for that, just signalize to the software which is the column with the emails and whether there's a header or not. And once that is done, you can see here that the token is generated. That is the unique token that each participant will receive on their emails to create their virtual badges. Don't worry, emails are not sent out automatically when you add your participants. You can now go back to General and activate your campaign and see how everything looks like first. So by clicking here, you open the landing page that your participants will see. If you're happy with it, you can now go on to your Participants tab and send out the emails. Even once a badge campaign is active, you can still add new participants to it. So if you have an ongoing campaign or if you're using the badges for a pre-event marketing action, for example, you can just add the updated participant list here. Note that only unique participants are added. So again, press on send, and the email to create virtual badges will only be sent to the new participants. So do not worry, no one will be receiving double emails. Once the campaign is active, you can access the statistics here and see in real time how many of our participants have already opened their emails, how many have created their badges, how many have shared, on which social media channels they shared, and so on. The statistics for my badge campaign are not exactly exciting at this moment, but this is just where you keep track of it. And that's it, we just created a virtual badge campaign. You can see here that I have 2 badge campaigns simultaneously active. I can pause them at any time or delete them at any time. And if I want to add more participants, it will consume more participant credits, and that's about it. So if you have any questions, please do leave it on the comments. I'll answer them on the following videos, and I think that's all from my side. Hope you enjoy it!